Mad Props / designer art department working in the film and video industry. So I went to film school and I kind of tried out every department in the film industry, realized I fell in love with the art department, and that's all I wanted to do. I like being more hands-on and building things and getting messy. I have no idea if I even have enough to spray in here, but that's okay. This is just for fun. So I spent a lot of time at Lantern Coffee in Grand Rapids. And it was just me and some people from the film industry. We were all just talking about the weird projects we've been on. We were we should categorize all the weird props we have in case other people want to use these. And so it just kind of started as a Google Drive file. Most of the stuff is kind of just a glorified interior decorating for productions. So it's they show me photos of the house. Hopefully I get to go on the location scout. And so I usually come into an existing house and then bring in a truckload of props, shot for individual things that we need specifically for that production. There are some situations where it's you're building full on sets. And then other situations where we're working with a virtual wall. There's a couple in Grand Rapids where it's a giant TV screen, just essentially as the background. So all you need to build is the foreground element. So just if you're in a kitchen, you want the kitchen island, or if you're in a park, we have some park benches over there. You want it to be beautiful, but you also don't want it to draw your eye too much. It can't be fabulous. It has to just be nice. You know, it's if you don't notice it, you're kind of doing your job, unless you're going for a really cool stylized project, which I love doing. So we have this lovely coffin that's now serving as a vampire Airbnb. Sorry. We have this lovely coffin over here that's now a storage locker. It's from the Billy Strings show that they had at Van Andel for Halloween a couple years ago. It was a wrestling themed show, and so it's the whole band came out dressed as their favorite wrestlers. And so this coffin over here was for The Undertaker. And so it came out on a hydraulic table, so it was lifted up, just looking a funeral. We had people pushing it on stage, wearing hoods. It was super creepy and fog was coming in. And then this 6'7" guy came out of the coffin and started playing the show. There's so many things that I've learned working in the art department, but it's I have to full-fledged YouTube university for one specific thing, or become an expert on fly fishing for something. It's so niche a lot of the times. I've been doing this for 15 years. There's a lot of skills that it's oh, I didn't realize this would come up again. I love that I can't predict what's coming up next. You have no idea what you're gonna need in the future. And I always encourage people, if there's something you're interested in, go full-fledged into it. Just have that hobby, find a way to use that or learn from it and bring it into other aspects of this industry. And it doesn't even always make sense. There's not that many resources in the Midwest whenever it comes to art department. If you're in Los Angeles or New York, there's prop houses all over the place. You can literally find anything. Literally just a phone call and a prop truck away from being delivered to you. Then here it's our closest prop house is in Chicago. Most productions can't afford to buy it new all the time. And obviously it's shipping from Los Angeles, New York, would destroy the budget. So it's I like to have this inventory, be able to rent it out fairly cheap to the other people who production design or art direct in this area, so they can afford to get the crazy dinosaur skulls or weird niche thing that they need for the project. They don't have to spend their money on just generic vases and potted plants, stuff like that. It's a little tiny prop house here, but I really do think it at least helps me a ton, having the ability to just go shopping through my own stuff before going shopping in stores. Because it's I could fill up a bin with what would probably have been $500 worth of stuff for a shoot. And I'm just oh good, I have this on hand just in case we need it. I'm kind of hoping that this can not only be prop storage, but also custom prop building. And also just a little, I don't know, a niche art mecca for people who just want to explore things. And so this is kind of just a way that I want to help people be able to live creatively.
This program is supported in part by an award from the Michigan Arts and Culture Council and is also powered by you and your dedicated support. Thank you.